and almost every place in this village has a point of interest. Obviously, I'm not going to show you the text, but for simplicity's sake, I will. We can just go with the flow here
Okay.
because I don't have any street names, and it's better for a visual reference at this point.
And we're good role players. We ooh, there's a red number in the ground over there. We should check that out.
Literally painted into the ground. There's a number 9 on the lawn.
That must be significant.
What do the numbers mean, Jay?
You got to get through the hatch first at the end of season 1.
All right, Log.
All right, Discord is what's going on in Discord here.
It's dinging. It's binging.
And Twitch is acting up.
See, I would only be worried about your map.
Recording in progress.
Okay.
Thanks, computer lady. I would only be worried about your map as if there was a big red X, because I've watched cartoons and I know what happens there.
That's where we get
Wile E. Coyote lands there periodically.
Hmm.
Wile E. Coyote lands there periodically.
And I do not want to be in the way.
My webcam isn't working, so you don't get to see my beautiful visage this evening, but I get to see yours.
And yet we do from the cover of The Greatest Hits.
Well, that is. I did pick that one. Shit. Okay. Well, I'll give you some reading material for later anyway.
There you go.
All right. So Tracy's not around for this part. Her character's not around for this part, but I'll just say that you definitely get a sense that these are psychic sensitive insects.
Very good. And
Wait, we could use them like a detector thing, right?
what do you have me for? And a detector of what?
They seem to get all anxious when you were near them.
Everybody gets anxious when I'm near them, sweetie.
All right, that's fair.
Zing.
So everybody's up on the first floor at this point. There's some discussion going on. Lindsay and Alcina and Marcane had kind of their own little side discussion going on earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Jake, you were tinfoil hatting the entire house last time I remember, right? Or were you moving on to something else?
It was not the entire house. It was specifically the room that I am staying in, and that weird glass wall.
Okay.
We just throw a
We made
curtain
it-
over that.
We made a large Faraday cage.
Yep.
And that way we can go in there and we can sleep like nobody's watching.
Okay, that's a quote.
That's like,
Steal from the best. Steal
That's
from
right.
the best.
that's right. Milton
So,
Berle.
Like,
if you're looking for that, it's the quote on my shirt. Sleep like nobody's watching.
Huh.
Oh,
On
okay.
brand.
Wow. That wasn't even off the
It's-
top of your head. That was
It's
Copyright.
just how it fits.
That's a masterful plug, sir. That's
Indeed.
Dave Robinson level plugging right there.
Significant coffee.
What? Yo, Wolfman Jack, what's going on?
Yeah.
Off stage.
Okay.
How many
Uh,
have we been at the place for like a week yet, or no?
no.
No, I'd say this
We're-
is
Day
second-
2.
Yeah.
Yep, we spent the night. This is the next day when Lindsay got a greet of Nell and Aboye to the south, and we got our first glimpse of Harper's Depot, which sent us off on a research run.
There we go.
Rest in peace, boy.
No, probably not. But anyway. So, is there anything you guys are all tanned, rested, and ready? Is there anything else you guys want to do before you venture out into the scary world?
Just one quick thing that I wanted. I was getting around to last time
Mhm.
with our bump up as characters, this is an out of character thing, or as we bumped up to the next level,
Mhm.
I did actually add a weapon proficiency,
Okay.
which will start off one at the lower level. So, like, even though I'm second level, I get first level proficiency at it to add a new thing.
Mhm.
But I picked handgun because it sounded reasonable.
Okay.
So, in the van, was there a way to dig up a handgun in there
Yes.
from the? Okay.
9mm automatic handgun. 12-round cartridge. You get 3 cartridges, or you could take more. There's like 10 of them.
I'll take 3. That's fine.
Figure 3 would not encumber you.
And Alcina did already transmute all the ammo, chi into the ammo, so it'll work for supernatural.
Fantastic.
Badass.
I'm gonna punch some 9mm holes in things.
And you have a chain, right?
Yep.
Okay. If we can go around, I just want to make sure because we're doing an expedition. I'm sure you're not taking your entire inventories with you. I just need a kind of just a quick summary of any weapons, magic items, or life-sustaining inventory that you may be taking with you in a kit. You're remember that you're aware, your characters are aware that you're going to have to take a treacherous trail downward through the trees and rocks, so you don't want to take an entire camp pack with you unless you are particularly dexterous and in fact want to load up with your inventory.
We're not staying overnight. Let's be very clear about that. This is a day trip.
Yep.
You know,
Oh.
pack some trail mix if you've got to, or a sandwich. But we're
And
coming
I'm going to
back.
come out of the kitchen with a whole thing of cookies.
I like the way she
Alcina's
thinks.
got a small backpack with just like basic first aid.
Thank
I
you,
brought
Alcina.
cookies for the trip.
God,
Between Lindsay and Alcina, we are covered. We've
That's
got it
awesome.
going on.
I did have on my character sheet that I had a pistol. I also had a baseball bat, but I'm assuming that was left in the hotel when we left. So
Okay.
I imagine I could still have my pistol on me.
You have your pistol. Let me see here. Odd or even, Tracy?
Even.
You have access to your bat if you want to take it.
Oh, because it was Nell's bat when she did the women's baseball league during the war.
Aww.
Oh,
Aww.
So I always carried it with me.
okay.
I also
Swing for
have
the-
my pocket knife still.
Swing for the fences.
Yeah, in a horror game, typically ammo and jamming are problematic. So having a weapon you don't have to reload might come in handy down the road. Just saying.
Can you make this magical too?
Not even as you bat
Alcina?
your eyes that way at me, no.
Oh, Alcina can.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I can transmute object. Yep. Alcina will borrow the bat real quick and transmute object and chi into the object. So
Awesome.
you can now do more damage.
Yay!
How much more damage does it do?
I don't know. Let me look.
Says
don't
the
remember that.
man who has not read all 10 fucking books.
I don't even know what its base damage was off the top of my head. I have to go look
Baseball
at.
bat is 1d8.
That's what I was gonna say.
For I too have a baseball bat.
What was yours? Your favorite aunts who used it in Major League?
Okay, kids, this isn't a competition, okay?
Things a competition,
Lindsay?
Marcane.
Lindsay, you have the best bat. We just can say that right up front. Your bat is best.
Agreed.
Best bat.
Thank you.
You win the bat competition.
I have a baseball bat and I have my fists and proficiency in using them. So that's it. That's all I got.
Oh yeah, my character is also level 3 with martial arts.
Awesome.
Standing behind you, that's for sure.
Very dangerous. You go first.
Hand to hand expert.
The day is cool. The sky is blue. It just seems like a great day to go for a walk. So nothing on the horizon. No bad weather seems to be coming in. Although toward the lake, if you look out from the house at the house, there's always going to be a heavy fog on the horizon to the southeast.
Yeah.
That's over the lake.
It's not that wispy sort of Thomas Kincaid fog either, is it?
No.
No.
So when I transmute the objects, so like Lindsay, your bat, you can now, when you go into the spirit realm, you now have your bat in the spirit realm.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Jay, just from on a general standpoint, we know we're going in here looking for spirits. So we're going to be, everybody's going to have, anybody with magical capabilities is going to have a shoulder bag slung with all of their magic shit, like stakes and candles and paraphernalia that goes with the seances and the clairvoyances and all of that stuff.
That's fine. I assume all cantrips, all your material components are intact.
No.
Cool.
I forgot to mention I also have the bees.
What? You're bringing the bees?
I'm bringing the bees.
You don't know how to use the
Do
bees.
you know how to use the bees?
No, which is why we should leave them behind until we understand them better.
Well, maybe there's something in the town that might relate to why we have the bees.
What?
And they seem to be psychic.
Where did these bees come from?
We're in the basement. It was a bell jar with a golden seal with an eldritch glyph on the top of it.
And you opened it?
No.
No.
It's already-
Oh.
The bees seem to be psychically sensitive, which, you know, might be kind of valuable for the guy who is psychically deaf.
Gotcha.
Are they buzzing with any more alacrity now that they're in Jimmy's hands?
Jimmy seems to have a calming effect on them.
Jesus.
Yay.
Carry the bees.
That symbol that was on the jar, will my character with between the history and the magic arcane know anything about that symbol or recognize any part of that symbol?
Yes. Let me see if I can. I don't know how this whiteboard thing's going to work, but hold on.
It'll work.
Oh, artistry.
Well,
Nice. I like it.
it's a huge question mark.
That's the symbol you see. You actually you seem to recall this symbol, something like it, but it doesn't have a definition unless somebody wants to roll on a mythos.
Sure, I will. I have a 62 on it. Does anyone else have higher for that?
Let me check.
For what, mythology?
I also have lore for magic cults and secret social society, so in case it has a symbol for that.
Yeah, I have, all right, I don't have mythos, but I do have cults and secret societies, paranormal psionic superstitions, but not mythos. Okay.
But you guys have all read the Cult de la Pitre, right? Okay.
Nope.
The what?
Tig doesn't read, he's a man of science.
Please.
The cult of the clown.
Cult of the Clown.
Oh, the Cult of the Clown.
No,
Very
I
good.
have not touched the clown.
Oh, I didn't read that either because clowns scare me.
Well, I'm glad you're playing this game then.
Yes.
Oh, no, they don't scare me. They scare Lindsay.
Oh, good. What did you roll, Shelby?
What am I rolling?
A 100 or percentage.
Percentage.
Oh, hold on.
2d10, basically.
Let me find my other 10. I got 60.
Okay. It is tied to something that actually Colin is working on. Colin is in the library and he has a couple of pages out, one of which has different symbols. Uh, that one is one that he's exploring, but he hasn't identified it yet. It is a Hastorian mythos symbol, but it relates to the cult of the clown and the what is it? The Hastur passage, but you're not sure how.
Okay.
Your intuition suggests it might be a seal.
That looks nothing like a seal.
They're way cute.
Yeah. Unless, wait, is that the ball in the middle on its nose? And those are its like little hands,
Oh
and
dear.
it's holding the ball. I
Different
see
seal.
that.
Different seal, sweetie. Different seal. It's the one
My
that
bad. I always think of the cute ones.
you do.
All
You're gonna
right.
be thoroughly disappointed with this game.
All right. So we're back to the map, I assume.
Yes. And look, Jake, this is not official still alive business. I know you're going to bring your cameras, but there's a really good chance that there may actually be people living here. So let's not scare the crap out of them by shoving a camera in their face, all right?
Oh, but he should still totally bring the camera.
I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just saying that it could get in the way of good relations with the neighbors, don't you know?
Stand back. I won't get close.
Okay.
Oh,
That's all I ask.
For the
You're gonna bring your gun, right, Jake?
shh. I don't have one of those.
Oh, I do.
Shh. For the record, I do have my rugged little backpack with me. I have a day pack, and it has all the important crap in it. It has random power cords, it has my sports goggles, my baseball hat, a couple of decks of cards, chalk,
Remote
multi-tool.
chargers, extra
Yeah.
batteries.
roll of tape, tape measure, flashlight, extra pair of socks.
Contraceptives.
Roll of tape. Does that mean duct tape?
No, it's gaffer tape.
Gotcha.
Oh.
That's totally different.
Yeah.
All right. So
Alcina's gonna run back to her room and grab duct tape. 'Cause that's
Grab
really
duct
good.
tape because that's like the force.
Gotcha.
Lindsay, you see Steve the cat.
Oh, good. I was going to ask about the cat.
He is standing off toward actually Marcane's place. He's
My bungalow.
southeast, beyond Marcane's little gatehouse, into the trees. Every so often, he kind of peers over his shoulder, back at the front door, and then back into the distance. Of course, nobody else can see him, so
So no one sees Steve,
nope.
and Steve keeps looking at Mark Haynes' door.
Well, past Marcane's little gatehouse.
Should we go over there?
Just so you know, the cat seems to be on patrol, and he walks the perimeter of that outside gate that you guys feel, the force field around the property.
Mm-hmm.
The cat continues to monitor and march that circle, but right now he's kind of taking a breath, waiting to see what's going to happen. And what else here? Let me make a roll here real quick. Oh, perfect. Alcina, you notice just kind of you catch sight of the fact that when Jake walks by the bell jar or near the bell jar, the bees move to the opposite side.
Bees
Okay.
drop dead.
They don't get agitated, but they simply move as far away from his position in the bell jar as possible.
Like it.
Okay. So, should we declare a marching order, or how do you guys want to do this? You have a path down from Crackerbox Palace, past Marcane's gatehouse, along a very narrow path that goes into the rocks and trees.
Jake last, Lindsay first, Marcane behind her, Alcina behind me, and then Jimmy.
Okay. Jimmy, are you sound guy too? Or are you just going to go down as yourself?
I'm sorry.
Are you serving as crew on this,
I'm
or
just going down as myself.
okay?
This isn't official business. We're trying to heal the team here.
Okay.
And
All right. So you guys wander down. Once you get past the gatehouse, you encounter the first barrier, which is the outer perimeter of that protection spell, or whatever it is. Lindsay, you're going through first.
Yeah, I'll go through first. Can I just like kind of put up I mean, it says see spirits and see spirit guides, but is that like a spidey sense that I can just,
Uh,
or
no. Proximity to this barrier, if you're within arm's reach of it, you all, those of you who have psychic abilities feel that they're being deafened or scattered, redirected. There's interference with that this close to the barrier.
okay.
That which keeps you safe fucks with your head too.
Fair.
So Lindsay's going through.
Mm-hmm.
What's your mental endurance, Lindsay?
Mental endurance.
ME?
I'm just trying to find it here. 17.
Okay, and as you approach, it's almost as though the barrier parts around your physical form to allow you through. You feel a tingle on your flesh. It's like walking through a draft. And as you get to the other side, you are immediately overwhelmed with a massive presence, almost a psychic crowd in the distance.
Like a crowd.
There's a almost as like you walked out of a soundproof room into a stadium full of people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a psychic charge in your head that's almost a little overwhelming at first. But there's definitely a lot of psychic activity here to the point where you may not be able to identify one particular signal.
Right. Can I at least get a sense if it gives me the heebie-jeebies or if it's like cool?
Well, it's a mix. It's a neutral signal right now. You do get a sense that there just like when you walk into a crowd, some of these people are serial killers and some of them are clergy or both.
Or both.
Wait, like any crowd?
Yeah, it's like walking into a crowded bus station or terminal. That it's that kind of every walk of life is there, or walk of death, as the case may be.
Okay.
But it's not immediately upon you. It's almost everywhere. It's out into the distance. But
Towards the town?
you can't really see it. Yeah, well, in the general direction of the town from just general
Okay.
bearings.
There's a lot around here, guys.
So you'll have to
surprising.
continue moving along the path to get everybody through. Special circumstances from Marcane. Marcane, what's your ME?
12.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As you
I
walk
wrote
through-
absolute crap for this character. I don't have a thing over 14. And that's my speed, motherfucker. So,
As you walk through, you feel as though small hands are touching you. They just
personal space. Hello.
almost baby fingers are tickling your flesh as you walk through. Little hands are grabbing at the cloth and at your whiskers, and you manage to get through, and you feel that there must be a concentration of souls that are protecting you within this field. It's almost overwhelming. Please roll a percentage die for me, please.
Certainly. Thank you, but just personal bubble, please. I appreciate the protection, but oh my god. That'd be an 85.
Oh.
Low is good in this game, right?
Yes, yes, it is. Says Mr. 114.
Well, as you get through, you feel almost a layer of uh, slime, psychic slime, over you in places. Not completely over you, but where you were touched, you feel the hands on you. You're carrying almost a gossamer thread of a soul into this world with you, and it's definitely having an impact on your ability to reach out. You're taking some of this barrier with you,
Okay.
and it almost feels like you are pulling a soul apart.
I don't want to do that.
Do I hear it scream?
I mean, I do have commune with spirits. Is there a soul or spirit to commune with that I'm rending in this way?
Um, Too many to distinguish one or any couple of voices, but definitely it's a scream of thousands concentrated in one magic spell.
I'm sorry, but we have to leave sometime. It's just the way it is. Just walk forward.
Mm,
God.
okay. After a few seconds, that sensation begins to pass, but it lingers.
Oh, God. Take out a flask and take a swig. Oh, God.
All right, and
That one gets you a little bit, huh?
Oh, God. Every time. I cross the bridge and I go insane. I cross the barrier and I
It
got.
must be hard being so fabulous.
You have no idea, honey. None.
all right, Alcina.
I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way.
See, Alcina, you witnessed this and the effect it has on the people in front of you. Is there anything else you want to do before you cross the barrier?
Well, when Marcane went through and he was pulling that, did I see anything through? Did I sense any of the barrier, anything from the barrier with him pulling away from that and taking some with him?
Sadness and pain. You feel as though the
Marcane.
barrier around you is just crying out in agony.
It's not my fault.
It also did that when Lindsay passed through. It was almost as though
Oh,
the wall was trying to get
Right.
their attention.
Oh.
But in Lindsay's case, though, I will say that they weren't as anxious to get her attention. It's almost as though there were part of her that was repelling it or preventing her from feeling it, whereas Marcane invited it as part of his magnetic personality.
And so I guess I don't see Marcane yet on the other side of the thing, right? With me
it's
not
invisible.
passing?
It's invisible.
Oh, okay.
You can see.
Can I see anything on Marcane still?
It's almost like he's carrying bits of. Oh God.
She's still on the other side of the barrier, right? Can she see through the barrier?
Yeah, the barrier is transparent.
I mean, can she see psychically through the
Yes,
barrier?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Cool.
So
Cool.
there's it's almost like little jellyfish are pulling off of him and snapping back into the barrier.
Okay.
Translucent but very thin. They move on their own, but
Can I use my dispersed chi to make a pathway for me to pass through?
you could, but it I will say that it didn't seem like a problem for the other two to pass through. I mean, if you
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just pass through then.
like if you want to prevent any possible after effects, clearly, sure, absolutely do that.
I don't think it's going to be a lot harder because I have one resistance to magic and curses, and I also have a bunch of special abilities that make it harder for anything magical to stick to me. So I'll just walk through.
Okay. Roll a d20, please. What's your ME?
My ME is 15, and I have an 18. But I do also have a +5 for +5 to save versus magic, +9 to save versus possession, and I do have a resistance as a skill to magical.
And God help anything that touches her. Oh my God.
Yeah, it almost burns out of your way as you walk through. You,
I know that feeling.
It's not even like making a frame, a cartoon pass through wall frame for Lindsay. It just boils away and allows you to pass through, and then closes up as Jimmy approaches.
Jimmy and his bees.
Jimmy and the bees.
Those bees are acting up now.
This makes me uncomfortable.
You're passing through a psychic barrier, son. If they're
Can you
psychic
give it
bees,
to Jake? What if you give it to? Oh, Jake makes him avoid it. Never mind.
Sure, I'll carry him through.
I'll carry the bees.
I'll carry the bees through the barrier.
Could
What's the worst that could happen?
Ooh, do you want that alphabetically or chronologically?
Alphanumerically. And
By
can you
thickness?
color code it?
by thickness, color coded by thickness.
Oh, and the good news is you pass through, you don't even know the barrier's there, so don't worry about it.
Oh, they don't feel anything?
They're psychically neutral, so
I am psychically deaf as shit too.
Yep. So, yep, as you walk through, you will observe some weird shit in front of you, Jimmy, and Jake, you've got some good stuff on camera.
It looks like they walked through a cobweb. That's weird.
Yeah.
Thanks for going first.
No cobweb.
So you're all safely on the other side, although I'll say that our Marcane, Lindsay, Alcina, you definitely have a sense that there's something really weird and possibly tragic happening with this barrier. But once you're through, the path continues down and around. It's not treacherous, but you just have to be very careful. It leads to a bluff that overlooks the town below. It's on the map. It's on the E in Crackerbox Palace. It's actually an outcrop that leads to an overlook. And you can clearly see Lake Carcochi and the fog bank just offshore. But a clear view of the town allows you to see a cluster of many buildings, a main road, some trails. It is a cool 60 degrees. You see some larger buildings that look like factories or warehouses. This is the period of the architecture. It's pre-Civil War. There are no power lines, no power poles, no evidence of any modern transportation, no communication towers. It looks like a reenactor's village. In fact, it seems to be a working village. If you ever went to Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg, on a tour, there are people out with lit fires. There's blacksmithy off to one side, it looks like. There's a mill. It smells pristine. It smells like a pristine forest around you. And anybody want to look for anything? Make any observations?
I want to listen to see what wildlife's around, if there's anything around.
Well, there's a cat.
The
is there though?
The cat
There
did not follow you.
is. No one believes me.
No
Cat
cat.
didn't follow.
Cat did not come through. Hold on here. We'll try this again. Good.
Is it like weirdly quiet?
There are birds that cross the sky periodically. They don't look like carnivorous monster birds though.
Yet.
But there's no. They don't stop. They don't land. It's not like we're dealing. Is it quiet?
Yeah, there are a couple of birds of prey in the sky, a couple of buzzards, but mainly the common birds of the area, which I don't know because I sucked at biology. And just whatever you would expect to find, you would see it.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get where you say we're on an overlook.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a quick shot, sort of an overview shot. But while I'm doing that, one of the things I want to look for is any symbology on the buildings, particularly hex signs. The
Ooh.
Amish do that.
Ooh. You're using your camera to its full potential to do this?
Yes.
Well, I will tell you, anything visible to the naked eye, you don't see.
All right.
If you're scanning the horizon, you don't really see a whole lot except some gorgeous, gorgeous foliage and mountains in the distance. There are a couple of boats on the lake that you can zoom in and see detail. And the symbol that's on top of the bell jar is etched into the keel of the two boats that are
Whoa.
outside, that are not at the dock, but look like they're preparing to fish.
Okay. Yeah, no, specifically that's an Amish thing that they have the hex signs on the barns and things like that, and you just put me in that mindset. I wanted to see if there's anything like that here.
Um,
They keep those sort of traditions in places where they don't keep modern things
right.
frequently.
Um, there's not, no, nothing that you can really see. You
Yeah.
get a look at, well, one more time here. Let me try. You'll notice down around where I've labeled it 13. These seem to be important looking buildings. Like a lot more care was put into their construction, heavier woods, they're taller, sturdier.
Yeah.
One looks kind of like a church, but it's definitely not a Christian church, but it looks kind of like a holy site. I don't know what that really means, but certainly you look upon a building and you know that it's there. It's a symbol of a house of worship. And the symbol that I showed you that's on top of the bell jar is burned into the roof of that building.
Ooh, there you go. So that's full of bees too. Awesome. All right, I'm going to point that out to anyone as I finish up the shot. You can
Okay.
say, look at the roof of that building there. You got your bee symbol. You get your bee symbol on the boats. Not that you can necessarily see it without telephoto, but
Look over at Jimmy. Oh, how fortuitous. You sure you're not psychic, son?
Alcina sees some yarrow and cottonwood in the woods, so she's gonna pull that and put that in her pack because it's good for first aid.
all right, rock and roll. Let's go see what's down there.
All right, so
Headed for number 1 first.
you do see. I will say that if you wait more than 30 seconds, you do see people walking along the road, in and among the houses. Men and women in kind of rustic, rural, handmade clothes. Can't make out too many details, but there are definitely a dozen or more people in town, in and around the center of town.
All adults?
No, there are mainly adults, but some kids are out playing in the area marked 9. They're playing in the dirt, and they've got little rudimentary toys and whatnot.
Well, this looks
some
like the
people
town that time forgot.
Are pulling carts. Some people are carrying sacks of fruits or vegetables in sacks on their back.
Can I sense anything on these people? Like, is there anything, I guess, latched onto them?
Not from that distance, and there's too much interference still.
Okay.
These people might be a little technology shy. So
Like
maybe we
Amish?
could,
It's kind of that air Amish. But there's definitely, when you meet Amish and Mennonites, you definitely get a sense that they know that they're in the modern age. These people
Oh.
definitely don't have that vibe.
Okay.
Like if you
Right.
show them a minivan that's going to take them to the Hootenanny, they would treat it as a dragon. You just
Super.
get that kind of sense.
We're walking into an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I was gonna say we're in the
be,
village.
a little more careful with the technology we have out and about. That may get us some unwanted attention.
I think we're
Just
gonna
being
get unwanted
there.
attention just by walking in.
Yeah, just being there.
The only reason we're here is to find Aboye and Nell. Once we achieve that, we get the fuck out, right?
Right, but how are they here?
I don't care. They're Amish. Let them be Amish. It's none of our business. I mean, they're neighbors. They're clearly not going to come knocking on our door for a cup of lard or whatever people ask cups for. I mean, let's do the job and get out.
Wow. What an interesting neighborhood.
Um,
Havest thou a cup of
okay,
lard?
so we're heading down the trail. You notice at the edge of the trail in certain spots that there are rather large wildlife stool samples along
Ew.
and tracks going into the trees that look like they look canine, but they're larger. You those of you who are familiar in game with Game of Thrones immediately think of direwolves.
Damn. I saw Game of Thrones. That's a big puppy dog.
It's a big puppy dog. So nothing happens. You hear some rustling in the trees. It seems not the usual, but that's the forest for you. You don't get a sense that you're being watched or hunted or anything. And your first thing that you the bottom of this trail is a clearing marked number 1. So I guess Lindsay would be the first to emerge from the trees in this.
It's marked number 1 in the game, or on our map it's just marked number 1?
Marked number 1 on the map.
Okay.
Sorry, words are hard.
They are.
It's a big red one on the ground.
I was like, oh, maybe they're marking their addresses.
So you have the high ground. As you're coming down the path, you get a look at a very small rustic cabin. Looks like it was put together with somebody's 2 hands over, and then built and rebuilt over many years. There's a well, and it looks like there's somebody, a woman, hanging wet laundry out on a line between the well and the house frame. And she appears to be singing. You got her back to you on the trail. She just moves between a basket full of wet wads and hangs them up, spreads them out across a 20-foot wash line. From your perspective, you do get a sense that do get a look through the trees and know that there are buildings to the southwest marked 2 and 3, but you can't get a good look at them. This person doesn't seem to notice you at this point, but I wanted to give you guys a chance to prepare or declare any action, because the path continues beyond south to one of the formal trails toward 4 and 5, and then off to the west toward 2 and 3.
Can I get a sense of, when we talk about all the spirit presences, are they feeling here, or are they feeling more south in the big town? Are they?
The more south you move, the more it feels that the psychic presence is concentrated in the village.
Does it appear that she is a spirit?
Tell me how you want to determine that again.
With my see and communicate with spirits.
Well, you can definitely see her. She's right in front of you.
But I could see that she's a spirit, or I can't tell that.
It really seems like this person is right there in front of you.
Just for reference, can I see this person that's slowing her down?
Can we see what she's staring at?
Everybody can see what she's staring at. Yes.
Okay.
Can I sense anything from her with the chi?
Yes, there's definitely a strong psychic energy in and about that presence, that person.
Alright, so here we go with the first encounter. I'm going to hang back, lean near a tree, and...
Could we just avoid her and head down to the town? Just keep
Stay in the
going
woods?
south in the woods?
We don't need to talk to nobody. Let's just find what we're here to find.
Anybody.
Thank you. Yes, you're right, of course.
I will point out that you're going into a town that has people in it, so you're going to have to talk to somebody.
Right, but I don't think we
Eventually.
have to stop and talk with everyone.
Right. Okay. Well, you have to go through the property, so you're going to have to move stealthily, or slowly, because this is a group of people stomping through the woods and
No.
across dirt grass. So,
If they see us, we'll wave and be on our way.
okay.
Or did we want to leave the path and just stay in the woods and go around?
I don't do poison ivy.
I don't
It-
do getting shot.
It's really treacherous until you get down to the open area around four. The path, or the trail between 4 and 5. There is that other path that leads to 2 and 3, but I imagine you have no interest in going in that direction.
Did we have interest in going that direction?
Not
Which
at this
direction?
point.
Not right now. No.
All right. So the gist of this is that we have to go past this lady, one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a stick on the ground? In the woods?
Sure.
Good. Step on it.
You know what? I'm just going to go up and ask if she needs help.
Wow. All right. Back to my original plan.
Jenkins.
Hey, I'm Lindsay. I was walking by. Do you need any help with your laundry?
I was just in the neighborhood.
So you
With
guys,
my baseball
you
bat.
guys gonna hang back as Lindsay walks out of the woods?
Yeah.
Got it.
And I'm going to look around like,
Where'd everybody go? We're back on the trail, honey.
Okay. As you walk out, the noise that you make outside the woods on crisp grass attracts this woman's attention. She's humming a tune, but she finishes putting up a wet sheet. Turns to you. This is a woman, no makeup, very plain looking, nothing on her head. She's got her hair tied up in ribbons. It's very long blonde hair that goes down to the small of her back. She's got very
how old
kind.
does she look?
She looks somewhere between 20 and death. It's one of those people that she's lived on the land.
Ooh.
So she's definitely has a slender body. It's definitely not doesn't have she has some lines that seem to be there from just working the land. It's not old lady face, but it's definitely somebody who's been exposed to the elements. But she's very plain looking, but her eyes are very kind, and she looks at you and smiles a little bit. And she doesn't say anything, but she waits for you. She's got this weird, ethereal, very like almost, the kind of look somebody has when they're really, really buzzed on weed. They're just they got their mellow, they got their flow.
All right, so I'm going to pick up some laundry and start hanging it on the line.
Oh, she smiles and giggles at you like this is an interesting game you're playing. But she's game. She will let you. You definitely realize that there's a wardrobe for a very big man that you are hanging out. So handcrafted trousers that are probably about 50 by 40.
Holy
That's the first thing on top of the basket.
A giant.
And she helps you because she knows that this is big and heavy and wet, and so she helps you hang it like a flag on a pole. And she whispers, she just very calmly says, "I usually save this for the second wave of drying because it's going to be out here forever. I want to get my things and the household things in good order." And she just goes back to hanging smaller things, napkins and towels.
So, have you lived here your whole life?
She just contemplates that question and continues and hums a little bit. And she looks back at you and says, "Would you like to stay for dinner? My husband will be home soon."
I would love to. That was so nice of you to ask, but unfortunately, I'm just walking through and passing through and just thought you might need a hand.
"Where do you come from? How long have you been here?"
The house up there?
"Yes."
And I point in the general direction, and we just got here.
And you come from the house of the Overwatch. Are
Is
you
that what
one
you
of them?
call it?
Those who look over us, they don't think we see, but we see them come to the bluff and observe us.
Oh, we just got here.
Are you dead?
No, I no. Are you dead?
You must be from the Overwatch then. Have you come to take us all now? Have you come to claim the newborns? She's starting to look a little concerned now.
No, no, no. Definitely not.
Because the newborns will not be ready until sunset. The new recruits should be coming soon. I did not expect anyone from Overwatch to be here to observe. I am. I must check on something. She stops and walks toward her cabin, the front door.
I'm gonna look back at the woods and go, God!
Yeah, I think at that point we can
And there's
just walk to
babies.
town.
There's
Mhm.
babies.
She has
Crocker,
laundry
let's
and
get the fuck out of here.
and a bag of weird too. Awesome.
What in the meat
I-
puppet fuckery is this?
Going back to the woods. So
Was that fun, Martha Stewart? Did you get that out of your system?
we don't want babies, right?
No, God. Why? Did she
I don't
offer you
know.
a
What are they
baby?
doing with the babies?
Did she offer you a baby?
She said they're coming for the baby. She thought we were coming for the baby.
Hold on, guys. She is shuffling back toward the door of that cabin. Looks a little bit, not perturbed, but scared. Anything you want to do before you guys get into a huddle and reveal yourselves?
No.
Okay. All
Would this be a good time for me to be invisible so that way at least one person they don't know is there?
That would be fantastic.
Wow.
I'm just
'Cause-
looking.
when she does that, can I go invisible and then can I go and see what she's looking at?
Right now she's looking at the front door because it's closed. So
Oh, well, I'm going to wait till she opens it then.
if you want to go invisible and trail her, yeah, sure.
I'm going to...
I'll see that go. Holy crap.
All right, everybody roll D20 and roll low, please.
Oh, no.
Yeah, right. You had to say
Yeah,
that.
right.
I got 2.
Ooh.
Ah,
Did you roll 113 again on a 20-sided die?
Not quite. 17.
Lindsay, what did you roll?
16.
Oh, okay.
Still got you beat.
That face is a natural 20. That's okay. You're fine. Don't worry about it. What did you get, Holden?
I got an 8.
Okay.
I
2? Excellent. Okay.
excellent.
So Jake and Lindsay rolled the highest. All right. You make a noise loud enough that it attracts the woman's attention toward the trees, but she doesn't seem to see anything. But she gets to the door and pauses with her hand on the handle at the end of her declared action. So, Lindsay, you're out in the open at the wash line. You're about 20 feet from the front door and the woman, and you're about 20 feet from the edge of the forest trail, with Marcane peeking out in terror from behind. You can't really see the other guys because they're definitely, I'm going to assume they're doing their best to hide. So
You probably see me. I'm trying to film.
that's true. I'm gonna allow that you did it stealthily.
Okay.
Even
You
with
failed
the
stealthily?
Are the bees doing anything now that we've moved closer to the woman in the town?
They are definitely pressed toward town, but that could be the fact that Jimmy and Jake are so close together, and they're pointed away from.
Trying to get away from Jake.
I have that effect. Just ask my last date.
So the woman grabs a rope inside the door and pulls on it, and it makes a loud bell noise from inside the cabin. And she goes in and closes the door. You don't hear the bell a second time.
Awesome.
Are there any windows to that house?
You do see windows on the one side, but you can't really see in. They're blocked. Not blocked, but they've got curtains. Words are hard.
Lindsay, anything else you
Thought
wanna
maybe I
fold
could
something?
suss out what was going on here and what kind of people they were, but apparently they're people who give their babies away.
Right? They're
I did not
Amish. What did I
expect that.
tell you?
I thought they were dead. I thought they might have been dead.
Well, to be fair, meat puppets, not unreasonable, all things considered.
We have seen it.
We certainly know more than we did before this encounter. So, you know,
I was
points
helpful,
for that.
Mark
But-
Hain.
Yeah, it was very helpful. Can we get the fuck out of here now?
Yeah, we may not want to wait for the giant pants guy to come.
Did you see those pants?
Huge. I could fit like 3 of me in one of
We could
those.
fit all of us in there.
What, Jimmy?
Whatever wears those pants is not human.
So let's keep going down the trail, shall we?
I don't want to be rude, though.
She rang the bell and went inside, Lindsay.
And walked away from you.
So she was rude first.
She said she was just checking something.
What would you like to do, Lindsay?
Let's go down to the town and get killed. I don't know.
Everybody emerges from the trees around the cabin.
Fucking children of the corn.
As you make your way past the house, you hear another bell ring to the west through the trees,
In a different house. I knew we should have just gone to the town.
and then a second response from further away.
Hold up. You knew that, and you still went and talked to the blonde Amish
Well,
girl?
they know we're here now.
Yep.
She seemed like she needed that.
This is like a really depressing version of the Beacons of Gondor.
It was good.
We continue on our way, listening to the bells chime as they're picked up by one house and then another, as the people gather their pitchforks and rakes and hoes in preparation for greeting the Overwatch overlords as they descend into their town.
You were the hoe.
Hey,
Okay. As you cross to the entrance into the forest that leads toward, I guess, 4, you'll notice that path is going to take you a little bit to the west before it drops into the trees and you can't see the direction that the path goes. So you'll be heading toward the house. God damn it! And then it will likely take you to that open space. As Jimmy gets past the cabin, he looks to the left and sees somebody emerging from the trees to the east. It's either a black bear or a large human being.
The giant pants.
As it emerges, you also notice the oversized shotgun that it's holding to its shoulder.
Fudge.
I
running.
I really think this is a brawny paper towel ad
God.
Running.
by Quentin Tarantino. This man
Guys.
is massive. He's dark skinned. He's wearing the same kind of clothes that are being hung up. He's about 7 foot tall. He looks kind of like he looks like he's supposed to be standing closer to you than he should because his proportions seem to be inflated. He doesn't look like Andre the Giant. He just looks like a human being that's been photoshopped wrong in perspective, larger than it should be. But he's got the dead stare in his face, and he's looking at everybody. He's not angry. He seems to be curious at this point.
Pushing Lindsay down the road, grabbing Alcina down the road. Come on, gotta
Keep
go.
walking.
Hi, let's go.
We gotta go.
I'm gonna then heal Marcane again.
He goes,
Oh crap! Ah,
Sheila! He bellows. Sheila!
Oh God, tell me about the rabbits. This is not
We
gonna
are-
go well.
We are leaving. We leave. We're leaving.
You guys keep walking. He
Yes.
starts to walk forward toward you, toward the house, but he sees that you're moving on. So he's not quite sure what to do, and the bell remains high. So
Do I sense
What?
anything from him?
at this point, anyone with psychic ability realizes that the more people around you or the more life around you, the harder it is for you to distinguish a clear signal of what things are. There's a lot of interference for your psychic abilities. It's almost like you feel that part of you feels drunk.
Are they alive enough though that like, or are they dead enough that I can turn away the dead so like we can get them to just go away and avoid us? Because I can turn away the dead.
Yeah.
So are they dead enough that I can turn them away and just have them avoid us completely?
Help me with the process again of how you would do that. Is it an automatic? Is it roll based?
I don't know. Let me look on the binder real quick.
Yeah, no, I know I should do this. I should know this, but
Sorry, it's been a minute since I've looked up my skills of what they actually do.
I haven't looked at a manual in 4 weeks. So
Does buckshot count as undead?
If we're lucky, he loaded it with rock salt.
I don't think we're that lucky.
No.
I don't know. We could be that lucky. Why not? Why not us?
Yeah, let's keep a positive thought, shall we, Jimmy?
Right?
well, as Eric walks through, he kind of fixates on Jake. Sorry, as Jake walks past, fixates on Jake for some reason. And the look of confusion and curiosity begins to turn hostile.
Because
Awesome.
of the technology?
Jake? Oh,
Because he's got the giant camera with him?
no,
a
be-
giant void.
He's void of psychic energy, and these people are
Mhm.
made of psychic energy for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, so that barrel's starting to lower a little bit. He's not quite sure what to make of Jake with
Can
this.
we go? Can we go
technology.
now?
So
Can we go now?
when I turn away the dead, it's up to 60 feet, and it follows with us. It's up to 20 feet of us following.
Okay, is that a declared? It's automatic. You have to invoke it, or
It's an instant effect. So think-
well, if you're gonna do it, I will say it has no effect.
okay,
It won't cost anything to do it. You'll just
just didn't work.
yeah. You guys are feeling like. I think Marcane is kind of onto something with that observation. So nothing happens as the last of you get into the trees, although it's very possible that this dude's gonna follow you.
So we should pick up the pace.
Mhm. Well, I'm a tough mutter. I can get through this easily. Not so sure about the rest of you.
Just blaze the trail, Grizzly Adams. We'll follow.
And I do.
So you're hearing sounds from the west. Two people are approaching swiftly because as they're displacing the trees and the foliage.
Approaching us or approaching the cabin?
Both. It could be either because you're just getting into the trees now, so you're not that far away.
Well, let's just keep moving and hope for the best.
Sure. What could go wrong?
Are we staying at Overwatch?
Apparently, that's what they call it, the place.
Well, nothing-
Maybe they meant somewhere else.
Some other estate that sits on the top of a bluff?
Yes.
I think I admire your optimism. Lindsay. I really do. But no, I think that's it.
Okay.
I don't want to be a baby stealer.
Lindsay's still leading this party as you emerge into another clearing.
Yes.
Could
This
those babies be part of what make up our barrier?
What's that?
Ooh, look at you
Could
with
those
the big
babies
smarts.
be part of what is making up our barrier?
Ew.
That's an excellent question to ponder.
I don't want to ponder that.
Well, as you emerge from the trees a second time, it really opens up because the trees have been cleared. You're looking at the village. There's a cluster of trees obscuring your view of town central, but in front of you, to the south, is a farm. and what looks like a butcher shop and a blacksmith directly in front of you. The 4 is a farmhouse. The smaller structure to its right is a blacksmith shop, and the one marked 5 seems to be a butcher shop. You see a lot of chickens in a coop. You see some horses actually down toward the southwest in a corral.
Is the blacksmith for weapons or is it for equipment?
It just looks like a forge. It's not in use at the moment.
Is the butcher full of animals or babies?
Wow, you are so fixated. Let's go. I have an idea. Let's go look.
I would have led with that if
You see baby carcasses dangling from the
It
eaves.
could be a Beatles album cover. I don't know.
Oh,
Thank you for
Wow.
getting my reference.
wow.
Deep cuts.
That makes up for the 50 points I would have taken away from your last pun. So you do see some livestock. The livestock is deathly quiet. You would expect to hear the chickens.
That's not.
You expect to hear cattle mooing, but they're just wandering about. Toward the butcher, there are cattle that look like they're moving through a chute toward the back of the butcher in the abattoir area. And you don't see. Let's see here. Are they home or not? You hear some conversations behind you, but there doesn't seem to be any urgent sense to catch up with you. So you're good there. And the
Did that
cattle.
man decide to follow us?
You can't see him, but you definitely feel a presence nearby. Not in a psychic sense, but when a 7-foot wall of a man is lurking in the distance, you kind of feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do. Sorry.
The cattle looks like it's been chemically fed. All of the livestock seem to be fat and unnatural, but it's familiar. And you do see a couple of guys wandering around at the butcher shop. A sign on the side that says "Meats by Sheets."
Sheets.
Yeah, Sheets. The
Not
family.
Wawa.
The family that runs Sheets Speed and Feed. They own this or something.
50 points to Marcane.
Oh, well, thank you.
And there are a couple of men over by the slaughterhouse, just kind of walking among the cattle. Look like they're doing some maintenance on the pens or on the cattle chute. But otherwise, you don't see anybody else at the farm, at least not outside the farmhouse.
Hey, Lindsay,
Yeah.
Nell, Aboye, where are they?
It's a great question. I would like to try to find that out with my seeing spirit guides.
Okay.
So-
Without much effort, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Quick question before you do that. Do we want to move past the butcher shop before you go looking for spirits?
This would be
You don't
halfway.
usually get animals, right?
Oh, okay.
I don't think.
Without effort, you're looking for a boye.
Well, Nell too.
Okay. You sense a boye nearby, but will not manifest.
Which direction?
Don't tell me you put a boy in a butcher shop. You already did my boy that twice.
Somewhere to the south in the distance.
But not now.
Yeah, you're feeling a connection to people now. Lindsay is feeling a connection to a number of different souls around her, but none of them really manifest in particular. But you do sense a boye in particular because of your link to him.
Okay. All right. He's. I don't know about now, but Aboye is south.
That's a place to start. Maybe he can help us find Nell.
Um,
Lead on. Let's get going.
Lindsay, roll
No.
percentage.
Oh,
No.
we've reached the rebellious stage of the game. Okay.
Now, can I just roll 100-sided dice for percentage, or do I have to do two
Do
d20s?
you have a 100-sided die?
I use an app.
Well, go ahead. Go for it.
An app is fine.
A 32.
You sense that Aboye is near water and working.
That's
Like
weird.
there's some physical tasks.
Is there like? Oh, he is physically working.
Well, that you get a sense that wherever he is, he's near water and he's doing something. There's physical exertion involved.
So he's not like working the old mill, or is he? So he's somewhere near water. So maybe we should head down to the lake,
Sounds like a plan.
unless there's an old mill in town.
Or a river or something, but heading down towards the lake is in the same direction as south, so let's just do that for now and keep moving.
Sorry, Lex, my dog wants to play with the cicadas on the porch.
Oh, my. I'm sorry.
All right, random counter table.
We
You have your. God, I wish I could speak tonight. The various trails around you on the map, you see one or two individuals peek out from behind cabins, and a group of 5 people in a line tend to stand out, particularly when you're wearing modern clothes and modern equipment. No one is really overly concerned, but they have that same kind of mixture of curiosity and confusion. You realize that the more you're out there, the more people are going to see you. So it's inevitable. That's good. Somebody's riding by on a bicycle, heading up toward the slaughterhouse, in front of the slaughterhouse, in front of the grove of trees to the southeast.
Mhm.
This seems to be a little bit more of a modern bike than what would be considered standard for this era. It's
Is
maybe
it
a
Schwinn?
an early 20th century bicycle, no gears really, but he has not skipped leg day, so he's pedaling past you guys pretty effortlessly. He almost falls off his bike as he reaches the intersection by the butcher shop. As he's just kind of excited, he gets up and he looks at you guys, and he almost has this look of excitement and anticipation on his face. Then he kind of looks over at the guys working in the slaughterhouse or in the butcher shop, as they seem to have been intrigued by your sudden appearance as well.
Oh my God, take a picture to last longer. What?
They might not know what pictures are.
good idea. I'm gonna hang back and start filming.
Make a painting. It lasts long.
What?
He looks at you. He doesn't know what to say. He's obviously overwhelmed for some reason. He's dressed in not really Amish, but almost like a dressed for Sunday go to meeting. He's got short pants and polished black shoes and a vest and a floofy shirt.
This is a kid, you said?
He's kind of like 13 or 14 years old. He's very pale. He's in the sunshine. He's almost as white as the map.
Is he
Nice.
paying attention to any one particular person in the party?
No, he's a black hole. He's just kind of just staring into space, and you don't detect anything off of him. Meanwhile,
And he fell off his bike.
he almost fell off his bike, but he managed to stage a miraculous recovery, and not to mess up his snappy wardrobe. But he's staring, and he kind of slap claps at you, and he gets this massive toothy grin, like you're his favorite toy that he just found over again.
Well, I'm gonna say hello to him then.
Oh God, please.
Here we go again. I love it.
I didn't say I'm gonna stop and talk. I just said I'm gonna say hello.
Saying
That is
hello.
stopping and
That's
talking.
Oh, he
Thank you.
merely waves his hand off of his wrist at you. He's keeping his distance. He's not going to approach you. He looks like he's starstruck.
Please
You hear
please
some
I'll be
moan
right back.
off to the, okay. You see some moan. Hear some moans. See some moans. Jesus Christ! I need a drink. What's your shot?
Moans, you
Mo-
say?
Yeah, which is the first time you've actually heard something utter anything outside of inside this area. It sounds human. It sounds kind of pained. So when it draws your attention, you see three men in, I guess, early coveralls and stained work shirts, just standing against the barrier of the cattle chute, staring out, eyes wide. And you've seen this expression in a Romero movie before.
They're moaning.
They're moaning. It sounds
Brains.
sad.
Mm.
It's the only livestock sound you can hear.
They've been hanging around the cows too long.
Yes.
Let's go to the lake.
What a lovely idea. Why don't we do that?
Okay.
With all due haste.
Lord Fauntleroy doesn't say anything or get in your way. He just kind of, as you go by, he picks up his bike as if to show you he's cool with it.
Oh, yes. Yes, you're very cool.
Now, you're going past, as you go past the farmhouse on your right to the west, you can see there are more cattle in there and more men in the same kind of coveralls tending to the cattle and doing random errands. And they stop as you pass and slowly turn toward you.
Are they wide-eyed and moany too?
They're wide-eyed, but they do not moan.
Do you want to go see if you can shovel some cow shit or something, Lindsay? Or can we just move on our way? Okay.
Okay.
Why
Now,
are
are
you giving
they,
her
like-
ideas?
Are they like the people at the hotel when they were meat baggy?
Kinda, but not as aggro.
Okay.
They seem to be kind of tame. They definitely have an interest in you. They're reaching out to you. Seems to be more trying to make a connection rather than claw your face off. But when you get to the butcher shop, you get to Sheets at that intersection that goes northeast and southwest. Do you want to continue through the trees? Do you want to take the trail?
Take the road.
Take the road northeast or southwest, guys?
Southwest. Because she said the Boyer was south, so we'll take the southwest trail. Yeah?
That's taking you toward an increasing gathering of people. Now, one of the things you notice
Go
about
the other way.
things you notice about Little Lord Fauntleroy is that he's not. As you get closer, you notice that he's almost translucent. His clothes are solid, but when you get a closer look at his flesh, you can see not directly through him, but the light from behind him seems to penetrate, and you can see shapes move, almost as though he's made of a gel instead of flesh and bone.
Cena, is he real?
Some
And
Can I sense anything from him?
No.
Can I disperse chi? So if I use my skill of disperse chi, does he go away?
Aw.
Are you about to Thanos snap a child?
Yes.
You can. You want to do that?
Can I? Yeah, I'm going to try to disperse the chi.
If you declare,
Oh, that is not cool. You're gonna get in so much trouble.
We're
Right
gonna
now.
get in so much trouble.
No, you, not me. I'm gonna stand back and film it.
and Jake sees a form, but your brain tricks you into rationalizing this as a regular person.
Trick of the light.
An albino. So what?
The
Move
beams
on.
are really concentrated on the direction of the child. So, okay, we have a declared action.
Oh no.
The,
Oh,
so we're dispersing the chi.
I'm going to try to disperse the chi and
And
see
this
what
is
happens.
like something you're physically doing. You just can't think that and have it happen.
We are literally about to Thanos snap a child. Jesus Christ.
Maybe. You're
Whatever.
gonna see.
And you thought me helping someone with laundry was a bad idea?
I never said I was a people person.
She tries to banish the spirit. I'm not a people person.
Oh, that's for the highlight reel.
You're
Okay.
apparently not an unpeople person either.
Okay, take me through this process again, Shelby. I'm my brain.
Hold on. I have to look it up again. Sorry. Every time I try to use one, I don't remember the full. Disperse chi. So the magic scatters the chi contained in any person or thing, so it is drained away into the surrounding area. All the chi will be gone, so the character or item will be down to 0 chi.
And that's instant
Yes.
and no control roll.
Oh, hold on. Doesn't say anything about a control roll.
Okay.
It's
All right. Well, I'm just gonna have you roll percentage dice for me.
Just stroll into town and nuke one of the residents. Awesome.
Oh yeah, we're from Overwatch.
Well, you want to see what we're working with, don't you? 55.
55. Okay. Roll your dice and remind me what your mental endurance is.
My mental endurance is 15.
Okay, roll 20-sider.
5.
Woo! That's good.
Shelby. Unless this gets us killed, then.
If this gets us killed, it's been a wild ride, and every single minute of it has been terrible.
Okay. So, hang on to your butts.
Oh shit!
So you do this, and the child holding his bike, his face angelic and in wonder of your presence, turns to horror as his body begins to melt through his clothes. His clothes fall down around as his structural integrity decays to the point that he's no longer there. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is the screaming. The screaming begins almost immediately, and it echoes. It shouldn't echo, but it does, as the child is no more.
Is it the
That's
same?
the worst part.
Oh.
As you look around, you realize that there are, roll 2d6, 10 residents of the village bearing witness to this. And they stare at you in horror as the child becomes a pile of goop and clothing, and his bicycle falls on top of him as a final humiliation. The child is gone.
I guess that answers that question.
Dude,
So
I
they're
def-
not fully human.
He's not human. Arcane looks around. It was a spirit. She banished it. This is what we do, people.
You don't have to banish all spirits.
Well, in the
We're
case of...
going to find one.
I would like to make a declaration. Whatever we're dealing with, I am now more afraid of Shelby. All right.
Now, Jake, what is your impression of what just happened?
I need Jake to roll a d20 against his mental endurance at this point.
Roll a 20, big guy.
Did we break Jake in the process?
that would be hilarious. But no, I rolled an 11.
What's your
And my ME, my fabulous ME is 7.
Oh, fuck me.
We broke Jake in the process.
broke
too.
Jake.
Nice.
Man, that cognitive dissonance is really gonna get you.
Okay. I'm going to give you a percentage roll in this one. Just roll, roll low.
This should end well. What did you say? Hold on to your butts. Oh, hey, look at me with a 33.
Wow.
Hey.
Out of 50?
Okay. Jake, you are dazed. You're not quite sure what to make of what you've seen. Your brain is rebooting to try and figure out how to rationalize this. It's just an enhanced form of shock. So to answer your question, Lindsay, he doesn't know what the fuck to make of it. At
It
this
looks like a Pyrex dish.
Yes,
Just-
and
He broke them.
he's
Figure,
not.
I'm gonna figure this out. It's like watching the stage magicians in Vegas. Give me a minute.
I don't think we have a minute. We just
We just
disintegrated a little boy.
A child.
It just dispersed him. That's all.
We sent its essence
He's
back.
a pile of goo.
Listen, there's dead, and then there's dead, and then there's whatever the fuck you just did to that kid.
I'm sorry. This is coming from Jimmy Normal instructing us on how the supernatural works.
No, I just watched a child just turn to goo. I don't understand.
Yep. You. Me.
Shelby, what's your character's alignment?
Chaotic.
Well, that works. Okay. Let's just assess the situation a moment.
Jimmy.
We're dead. We're all
help.
dead, is what it is.
Jimmy, help Jake along. Let's keep moving to the south. We can go through the. We'll pass between the trees and the back of these buildings. We don't have to necessarily follow the road per se, but let's keep moving towards Aboye. I mean, all
Was
these
that
people
scream
saw-
the same scream as the as when we were passing through the original barrier?
50 points. Yes. Yes.
So we know what's making up those barriers, and it's probably these people.
Marcane, Lindsay, yeah. Something broke off from this pile of goop, and it was more psychic energy that was released from the corporeal or the plasmatic, whatever the hell it is, and immediately was sucked back behind you to the north.
Interesting.
Go brush your teeth.
So now that you've done this and the scream has echoed across the village,
Awesome.
Well, they already knew we were here with the bells, so
Made some kid scream, and now the whole village is gonna be mad at you. Awesome.
all right,
Jake.
get back here and wow, okay.
I'm sorry. You all are looking at this like it's a bad thing.
No,
Yes.
I would like. Could you explain to me how this could be a good thing?
All right, we're here to find Nell and Aboye, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
We find children in the corn, only Amish. And one of the people that is standing in this group just gestured and made a child disappear.
Yeah.
Now tell me something.
Yeah.
Do you think any of these people are interested in fucking with us after they saw that?
Yes.
especially when you said they were going to give us babies.
I think anyone crazy enough to deal with babies and whatever we're dealing with is probably mad enough to try and stab us.
And I
Yeah.
think they probably figured out we're not the scary people that come for the newborns.
Well, baby.
Or-
Our way.
All right,
We just
All of
might
this-
be a different kind of scary that they're
all
not.
of this is lovely speculation. It's not getting us anywhere.
We're
Can we stop
walking.
moving?
I assumed we were walking and
Yeah,
talking.
Walking.
Okay.
We're walking.
Walking
and
and talking. Lovely.
But
Walk with
hopefully,
me, Marcane.
You know,
I will. I will.
Hopefully, we don't get unalived by Big John and the giant shotgun of doom. So,
And the other people that were in the forest coming that way. So.
yeah, the people of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm
You
pretty
got-
sure we don't have any.
I've seen that movie. It did not work out well.
you guys are
We
hilarious.
don't have any turn buckshot. So
All right, Jake, you saw the giant man with the shotgun.
He's not that big.
However, if they are corporal, our weapons will affect them, though, at this point.
Yep.
well, that's a relief.
Lindsay, your connection with Aboye has remained intact this time since it's a reach out to her spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Aboye sends a message that everyone knows. And you get a sense that he is terrified, not necessarily about it for himself or for you or anybody else, but he is terrified now.
So, word from Aboye is everybody knows and we're gonna die.
Knows what?
I can't possibly
Knows
imagine
what?
they know.
You remember like a couple minutes ago?
How we
Yeah, I do.
You mean when you're hanging laundry?
We are
No,
marching during this
the
conversation.
worst the idea that was worse than that.
So like
Are we-
everyone knows that Alcina vanished a spirit child. Is that what he know? Is that what everybody knows?
That's what I'm assuming. That's something that seems pretty bad.
Guys, are you marching while you're talking?
Yes.
Yeah,
We're
we're
walking and
moving
While
talking.
we're talking.
Okay. Then you get through this. You reach the intersection to the southwest that then turns southeast. Heads toward that cluster around the west side of the trees, toward 12 on the map.
Right.
As you march, you'll see people are emerging from the mercantile and the shops along the main street.
Do they have torches and pitchforks?
Not yet. They do come out of the buildings along the route, and you do hear the clump of horse feet
Oh, fuck.
southwest.
Be
But
hooves,
no
Jay.
names.
There'll be hooves.
Horse feet.
Horse feet are called hooves.
They're called hooves.
Can I send a message to Aboye that we're coming
Fuck
for him?
me.
I gotta tell you, horse feet is just a really cool
It's
image.
creepy. It's creepy.
No,
as
I don't
hell.
like it.
Flop, flop,
I don't
flop,
like it.
flop, flop.
Picturing feet.
Oh, for the love of fuck!
That's the
I want to
creepiest thing
send
you've made
Aboye a
happen all
message
day,
that we're
Dad.
coming to save him.
You know what? I'm just gonna make horse feet a part of this game right now.
Horse feet. These horses in this area don't have hooves. They have feet.
Yeah,
And that's what it's,
If I hang one around my neck like I do with the rabbit, does that mean it's extra lucky?
God, why?
Oh god!
It's just going to look like you've got someone's foot around your neck.
you're gonna get athlete's
Awesome.
neck, dude.
Oh,
You know,
horse feet. Yeah.
Horse
And I don't know if
feet.
that's more terrifying than what Alcine just did or not.
Christ McCrispix.
Yeah, I'm still gonna put the tally on Elsine being the most terrifying thing about everything we've dealt with thus far.
I am all about Team Alcine right now. She is my hero. I love what she just did. Let's keep moving.
Keep it moving. Nobody is approaching you.
I
Did
don't blame
Aboye
them.
respond when I told him we were coming to save him?
Shocker.
Da. You receive a sensation of shock and fear in response. No words.
Well, he's terrified that we're coming to save him, and probably because he's afraid Alcine's going to do that to him too.
Oh, stop.
Would never.
She wouldn't.
I just wanted to see what would happen. You gotta know what we're working with.
Boom. Okay. I'm afraid of the next thing that's going to come out of my mouth. God damn it.
We are
We're
too,
waiting.
don't worry.
We're waiting with bated breath, dude.
Nice.
Hey, look, if we come up with more horse feet, I'm all for it.
You get disembodied tongue. It slides up at you. Man covered in teeth.
It's a giant Rolling Stones logo comes rolling up the street at you.
When you reach Main Street, no one has taken any action against you. There's a lot of dark stairs. You notice that there are three different types of people. There are many more of the translucent kind, adults, men and women, equally divided between that, and what look like flesh and blood with just kind of dead eyes, kind of just shambling through life, but definitely they feel like flesh and blood to you. And then there are those who are clearly dead, rotting. They kind of latch onto you simply because you're not of the body, it seems. They don't approach you, but their flesh is in various states of decay. They look like the workers. They look like the ones who get the shovels and make sure that the shit is cleaned up and basic tasks are taken care of. They don't really give as much of a shit about you as the dead-eyed living people. But the translucent ones are really on edge right now for obvious reasons. So
Fair.
by the time you reach the main road, let's see who comes out to meet you.
Nobody.
That's
Where
right.
is the main road on the map? Which one is the main
It's
road?
the big road that cuts through the middle of it. That's Main Street.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at we were further south than that. Sorry.
You wish.
Yeah.
I do wish.
So the area of 12 is a bunch of shops. It looks like this is the highest concentration of people. They're buying groceries. They're having things fixed. They're putting shoes on the horse feet, and they're really, really concerned with your presence. But they're just going about their business as though they're programmed to. But you're kind of a distraction to their normal routine. They allow you to pass and either turn left, slightly northeast, or southwest toward the two men on horseback that are
Ooh.
standing.
Can we just cut across the open space where the number 12 is and get to that road to the south and east of us?
You certainly can.
That would be awesome.
I will describe that they are two men in undertakers' uniforms with top hats on horseback, just staring at you at this point.
Oh, hell no. No, none of that. Mm-mm. This way.
And so I don't need to add that they're carrying spears.
Of course they are.
Oh,
Of course they are. That are actually switch sides. They'll just gesture and suddenly. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
okay.
Please
So
don't give my father ideas.
Yes, that's exactly what we're doing.
all right. Well, nothing really happens. I mean, people are giving you the stink eye, and they are coming out of their homes and gathering behind you. The first thing that you are cognizant of is your exit route is closed off to the north. If anything happens, it will be very difficult to get a direct route the way you came.
Right.
But
I
nobody
can turn
fucks
away
with
the
you.
dead,
You mean back here?
so we can at least get rid of part of them,
You could.
and then I can disperse the other ones. So we only have a third of the population to worry about.
There's still only 5 of us.
I'm just watching the alignment dial tick down.
These are spirits.
Who is so comfortable going around killing people before you came to this job?
Already dead. We're not killing anybody. These people have been dead for hundreds of years.
But they still live
And you saw
on.
him. He's still living. He's just now he's now protecting our house.
Okay. So you cut through 12. You walk along one of the I assume you're taking the most direct route toward the lake.
Boy,
Yep.
Yep.
This is going to take you toward
Down here?
at the map. If you're going to follow the sense of a boyer, heading toward to the east toward the docks. Where is that 8 or
This way.
Yeah, 8.
What are you writing on, Eric?
I'm using the annotation tools from Zoom.
Oh, that's not Jay doing that.
No, that's what I'm trying to.
Oh,
I
okay.
was trying to.
Gotcha.
We started off up here, and we basically have done this.
Gotcha.
And now we're down in here somewhere, and we're trying to go that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you approach, you'll notice, and I'll draw this. This road here, I don't know if I can get it to work, and probably in a different color than black. Let me just try this. On this route here, this route, there is a line of people spread out about 10 feet apart, standing in a line to this corner, turning and heading this direction. When you get to the wharf, you see a number of people pulling, dredging, or escorting bodies out of the lake. They're standing them up at the shore. They're guiding them out of the water. All of them are naked. All of them are different walks of life, different ages. They look translucent. There's also a parallel line of flesh and blood people standing next to each of the translucent people. They're being paired up at the dock. So it's almost a receiving line of flesh and blood people approaching this direction, getting paired off like a wedding party that are being guided in this direction.
Everyone gets their pet human.
And
So
now you see a number of people. Oboye is one of them. Oboye is what is he? He's a translucent, and he is assisting people out of the water, but he's not getting in line with them. There are a number of flesh and blood people, and it looks like they have a couple of shell people or zombies, whatever you want to call them, kind of just hanging out at the periphery, just kind of staring into space. And every once in a while, one will be summoned to help somebody who fell over in the water. But you look out. If you look out to the ships that were spotted earlier, you'll see that they are dredging. That the two ships are carrying a net between them and pulling them toward the shore.
pulling bodies out of the lake, basically spirits out of the
So
lake.
they're letting the bodies hit the shore.
No, they're harvesting. They're harvesting the dead.
Wow.
They're
Sorry.
harvesting. They're harvesting the dead and putting them to work in the village to, I don't know, fuel the.
They're not the workers. The zombies are the workers.
Yes,
Can we
but
sense anything from the lake?
It's the lake itself doesn't seem to be anything, but there's a high concentration of real bad mojo underneath the surface. It's just the energy from the lake. The further out it goes, is just a cacophony of bad.
see, they shouldn't call it Lake Carcucci. They should call it Lake Styx. This is where all the dead are coming out of.
I'm gonna send a message to Aboye and ask if Nell is in the lake.
The boy detects you, looks up, looks around at all the people staring at you. He kind of weasels his way away from his station. Somebody takes over and he approaches you. He doesn't seem to be able to speak. He's trying to, but he can't make the words. But he recognizes all of you. And the look on his face is one of horror. And just confusion and like, what the fuck are you doing here? You get that message.
Oh, not horror at what's happening in the lake.
No. He's totally down with what's going on in the lake.
Well, what's happening in the lake? Where are these bodies coming from?
The lake.
Can we commune with spirits with this guy?
I can.
As can I.
Wait, hold on. The last time y'all did this, literally never. Nothing good ever happens when you guys commune with spirits.
All right, in
But at
your
least they have spiritual weapons now.
You do have spiritual weapons.
I missed what happened when people communed with spirits.
You went.
You lost your
catatonic.
spirit.
Marquez
Oh, yeah, I
went
did.
catatonic.
Okay, well, if the two of you are going to do that, then I would say that you're able to connect on some level. It seems that the proximity of the three psychics allows you to attune to a frequency that lets you find a clear channel. Boye can't speak, but the message you receive is that you have arrived at the moment of an important ceremony and you can't fuck this shit up.
So
This
no
is-
more dispersing.
And as you receive the signal from the spirits around you, you know that the translucents are growing hostile towards you.
Shocking.
The soulless dead are physical. They are animated, but they have no soul. They just kind of have a small RAM pack in their brains that allow them to perform basic functions. There's no sentience there. It's almost painful if you spend too much time in proximity to one while the three of you were together. The rest are alive. The ones in line with the translucents are alive, but they have no soul.
Oh.
They seem pissed off about the boy, but also about a woman that they don't really know, but feel sad for her because the boy is dead. That's all you can really read off of that. Everything else is rhubarb. And so this parade of weirdos is going along this path. And Uboye is saying, we're harvesting the babies, we're reuniting the spirits. This is a day of celebration. It can't be disrupted.
We don't want to disrupt anything, Aboye. We just came for you and for Nell, and we will cheerfully leave this happy Amish hellhole.
Boye, you get the sense that he has no desire to leave.
All right, then where's Nell?
Nell is very sad. And she is about, but he doesn't know where Nell is.
Does she have will to leave? Like, is it something she can do, or is she trapped here?
Let's see. Um, she's around, but he doesn't have enough connection to her to tell you.
All right. Well, look, Aboye, talk to your people. We're here for Nell. We don't want to mess with anyone's ritual. Sorry about the kid, but, we'll leave. We just need Nell.
You hear the horses approaching along this.
Slap, 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 slap.
God damn it.
Do they trip like humans do?
Throw down a bunch of Legos. Let's see how they like that.
Oh, Christ.
If we all die here, I just want you to know this has been a fucking ride.
Nobody's going to die, Jimmy.
All right. The two undertakers on horseback are leading a smaller man on a smaller horse who's dressed in a similar outfit. He looks pink and alive and healthy. It's refreshing to see someone who looks like you guys again. He dismounts. He looks important. He carries himself, and everyone seems to stand up a little straighter when he's around.
And he has a spear?
No, he doesn't have a spear.
Oh, he doesn't have a spear.
His boys do, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he's got a walking stick, and he doesn't seem to make you his laser focus because he tends to interact with people as he passes them as a courtesy. He definitely looks like an important individual, but he makes a point of walking straight up to the most important looking person in the group, which is Marcane, and looks at all of you and says, "Welcome to Harper's Depot. You are outsiders, and we welcome you.
Thank you. That's very gracious of you.
What brings you to Harper's Depot, and whatever possessed you to kill someone from our village? We're saying hello."
Sorry.
All right, well, let's address the first question first, shall we?
I'm trying to find my Aunt Nell. And she's here somewhere.
Okay. You get the impression the psychics realize that there is a shell around him that protects him from all magics. He's the anti protection sphere from Crackerbox Palace. Nell. Did she come from the lake?
I didn't know anything about this lake until we got here. She was taken from me.
Then how taken from you where? Did she
Nell has been guiding Lindsay for many years. Nell, as I understand, passed quite a while ago and has been guiding Lindsay through her journeys and growth as a spiritual medium. And then recently, Nell was torn unnaturally from poor Lindsay's side, and we have ever since been searching for her.
Oh, that's one of the new arrivals then.
All right.
Nice. She came with the... What is she calling herself? Hold on for a second. Pause. God damn it.
Marcane leans over to Lindsay. It's like, I've been to Ren fairs. I know how this shit works.
That moment when you can use Ren Fair as life experience.
Right.
Camp Skippy.
I knew this would come in handy.
Mother said I was wasting my time every summer, but no. Now it's going to save our ass.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. You were on board with killing the kid.
The kid, it was the spirit. He was already dead. Oh my God.
Well, it's spirit to you, but very much alive and well to the
Well,
dude
okay.
with two boys with spears.
Let's get into perspective semantics here, okay? I'm not going down that road. I'm sorry. I'm not going to feel bad about that.
Hey, the horsemen seem to be very curious about Jake's equipment, but the mayor, he strokes his chin a little bit and says, she was one that was brought in with the Queen Goddess. Yes, I know precisely where she is. And you wish to take her with you?
Yes, please.
And
I love her.
And leave your pleasant village to its affairs.
Well, that would have been an easy thing to negotiate before you claimed one of our people. Now you ask to take another one away from us.
But she was brought here against her will.
By the Queen Goddess, so that makes things a little more difficult, I'm afraid. This will have to be a matter brought before the Grand Worm.
What?
See, but she is indisposed at the moment. She's presiding over the ceremony, the reunification of the souls and the bodies. This is a sacred ceremony that we hold once, twice a century, perhaps. Whenever hell is full, we reclaim the souls and match them to the recently dead and soulless. This is our ritual, and it is disrupted. But I will take you to the worm, and you can observe the ceremony, and perhaps we can come to some agreement. If one of you perhaps would like to stay behind?
Did you have a name, sir? Master Mayor person?
I am
Can I
mayor.
shake his hand?
Oh no. What are you doing? No.
That's
Only
awesome!
kidding.
Alcina?
Is that
Al-
the population numbers about to start dropping real quick?
Alcina?
That's
No.
awesome. Yes.
No.
You guys forget I'm the selfish alignment.
No.
No.
But you're gonna kill all of us? No.
I was kidding. It was only a joke.
Okay, all right. Stand down from red alert. Okay.
TPK.
Do you-
TPK.
Do you have a name, Mr. Mayor person?
I am the mayor. When I became mayor, I lost my name.
Oh,
Oh.
that's
As
Kinda
when I am no
sucks.
longer I'm no longer mayor, I will no longer be anything.
So what
Well-
happens to the bodies that get the souls? Do they just live here or do they go back out into the world?
Ah. He gets excited by that question. 50 experience points. Come and let me show you. I have such sights to show.
oh god.
Oh,
So,
Okay, now
Just-
touch him.
please don't touch him.
It's always an option. I
No.
mean,
Bad
So-
touch. No.
Bad touch.
I've been
Show us on the
standing.
mayor where Alcine touched you.
I mean, we could heal him once we have Nell back. I am nice. I'll heal it. I can fix it.
What do you got, Jake? What were you doing?
I have made an effort to stand back at a filming distance to stay away from direct encounter with anybody here so far.
So far, so good.
So where we're going, how close of proximity are we going to end up with around these people?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot
And what are
about
the bees
that.
doing, too?
The bees are almost catatonic. They're not moving at all. There's just so much they are up against the inside of the glass. They're not doing or acting in any way. They're dormant. I think that's the proper word for when bees stop. But anyway,
Maybe they'll do a trade. The bees for Nell.
Can we do that? Let's give the bees away.
We brought a gift.
Wait. You asked a question. He got excited about it.
Oh,
Let's
sorry.
let him answer it. Let's walk that through, and then we can look at variations.
so someone's
Please continue, GM.
So the bees are being offered.
No.
What are we doing here? I got a bunch of voices.
The mayor.
We're waiting for the mayor to ramble about his life profession.
All right. We'll do that part.
Show
And
us
then
his
what
wonderful
happens when
things.
digs close?
All right, so he's going to take you guys parallel to the parade. The horsemen, the armed horsemen are going to follow. The mayor's going to lead on foot. He's going to take you toward number 7 on the map. It's a long route.
Hmm.
You see up ahead through the trees. It's just a large barn. It's made of stone and wood. And the mayor is simply saying, "This village, it's a sacred place. It is a gateway between worlds. When I was human, when I was flesh, I never achieved the potential that this life granted me. And I am performing a service for each side of the gate. In either side of the gate, they don't know the glory that exists on the other side. I am uniting them for a greater future between the two." And he goes on like that for several minutes, and nothing really makes any fucking sense. But you notice that people really love this guy. About halfway up, as you're on the southeast side of 9, you hear a roar. It's a matronly, sad but also resigned melody of noises coming from the distance inside the barn, like a sound a mother might make at the very end of childbirth, that it's over, that it's content and through and healthy. And it's a sense that comes in waves, and the people around you seem to brighten, as though this was a sign of something great that has happened. And the mayor stops, plants his walking stick in the ground, and sighs heavily, turns to everyone and goes, "It is a blessed day. You are here on the most blessed day. Perhaps it is not a good time to meet the worm.
Why?
No, fuck it. Let's do it." And he turns around.
What was happening in there?
Reunification continues, and the mother needs rest. Perhaps the mother can entertain outsiders for a little bit as she reclines.
What was that noise?
The mother has birthed.
What?
Ow.
Ye shall see. We've
Right.
lost Jimmy.
He's faded into oblivion.
Okay.
Alcina dispersed his chi.
I was gonna say.
Jesus. There ain't no G.
Gone.
So, the closer you get to the barn at 7, the closer the armed horsemen push the line together.
Okay.
Yeah. What were the armed horsemen looking like again? Were they the translucent people?
Undertaker. Oh.
This close, they look like the soulless. They look like the flesh is alive, but there's nothing behind the eyes.
Same with the horses.
The horses look like they're soulless horses. They don't have the spirit that one would see in a typical horse.
So it
Anything
sounds a
you guys
lot
want
like-
to do before going into this? Declare. Okay.
I'm just going to find out what's happening.
Okay.
Jake, you are getting this, right?
Oh, sure.
Yes?
Oh, yeah.
Good. I'm going to need it for some serious TikTokage when this is all said and done. I'm serious. I am going to own that fucking app by the time we're done. This is awesome.
60 seconds or less.
How many dead, or I guess souls, are they bringing in to match up?
The path that you're walking alongside, there are probably 50 pairs. between the lake and the door of the barn. There might be a few more inside the barn, um, but it looks like the line has stopped. It was moving slowly at first, but now it's dead stop.
No pun intended.
Ba-dum-bum.
Puns. Intend
how-
those fucking puns.
How close are we walking along the side of this road?
In front of the buildings on the southern side of the road.
Yeah, how far away from this line of people, the translucent people, are we? Ballpark.
About 10 feet.
All right, cool.
Yeah, don't ruin anyone else in here.
Okay.
So we'll let the mayor lead the way into cabin 7.
Good. All right, then get to the door. The doors are sprung open, and some of the undead helpers push the pairs apart so you guys can walk between and the horses can get through. And you are immediately confronted with a dinosaur.
Like an actual dinosaur.
A 20-foot long, almost a kind of you might call it a dragon. Almost an amphibious type dragon with a bulbous sack underneath its chin, a long snout, and lizard armor. It's got almost a rust to silver tone that flows from head to the tail. And it's got two... how do I describe this? Two openings, almost vaginal, on either side of its belly.
Wow.
And you'll notice that the people who are waiting in line are lined up in front of either of the orifices. This creature has a long neck, and it's resting along what looks like it was carved into the wall, where if its head was at rest, the neck would follow a contour up to a ledge where the head overlooks where you are. And around you are about a half dozen undead.
And how big did you say it was?
About 20 foot long. The neck's about 6 foot. So it comes out to about 10 or 15 feet above you. The head is resting. It's got almost human-like eyes.
That's a weird goddamn day at the zoo right there.
Seriously, Jake? This doesn't even do it?
No.
It
Man's
looks-
got cognitive dissonance for days.
Yeah. I mean, this looks like, I guess to Jake, it looks like a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic. But
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
it's missing scales. It looks like it's been through the wars. If you look at somebody, you see the scars in its underbelly along its snout. But right now, you see the eyes are half closed. The belly is breathing in and out heavily. It's a swelling and breathing hot air across the entire open space. The mayor gets in front of you and approaches a point between the two lines that have been blocked off with like ancient theater rope. The zombies around you kind of stand to attention, and everyone waiting in line looks impatient. The translucents and the soulless alike look like they want to move forward. And the first person in line on the translucent side looks familiar to Lindsay.
Is it Nell?
It is Nell.
Does she look like she wants to go into the worm?
It's kind of in a trance.
I'm gonna try to reach out to her with my mind. Ugh.
Shit. Roll.
Oh no.
Roll percentage.
Some.
You don't detect any evil.
47.
You detect an intense magical presence, multiple spells, and you can't really reach her.
I'm gonna run up to where she is.
Okay.
And
No one interferes. You get there. You can. Nell is wearing local attire, just kind of cotton and wool, and You take hold, and your physical contact breaks that spell.
Oh, good.
She could turn to you, and she recognizes you. That blessed recognition and unity, that reunification is there. But she's in physical form almost. It's definitely not flesh and blood, but it's that translucent state.
What happened?
She hugs you. She's crying, and she's embracing you. Like it's the first physical touch she's had since she died, which is probably true.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm crying. Thanks.
And so she's touching your face and holding her eyes to yours, and weeping openly for a moment before she can get a hold of any other faculty. It's as though you've awakened her.
It's just beautiful.
And so
It's dusty in here.
And she said, "I'm so glad to see you again.
I've missed you so much. I've been trying to find you.
I don't know what happened. I was pulled away from you and I went into a long darkness and I had to live in a bell jar and I was carried through the distant space and I was in blackness for a long time and then I was awoken in a field near here and dressed and fed and loved and I was told that I was part of a great blessing, but all I could think was I needed my Lindsay. I needed to be reunified with
I need you.
my girl.
Well, can you leave here? What will happen if you leave here?
I can't leave here with... I exist here only as this form. I cannot leave here this way.
Can I exercise her?
No, what are you
Without
doing?
killing her?
Don't touch my
No, I
ears.
didn't say dispel. I said exercise. So you remove the spirit from where they're at. I didn't say I was going to disperse it.
Lindsay, nobody's here to hurt Nell, all right?
But if I tried to exercise, would exercising get Nell out of that body so she could leave?
What you're looking at isn't really a body. It's
Oh.
it's a vessel, but
So were you supposed to go into one of these people?
she. Before I answer that question, I'm just gonna show what's going on in the rest of the room. Marcane, you definitely get a sense that this beast is looking directly at you and curious, has no concern for what's going on with Lindsay. The footmen are near Alcina. They've dismounted and they have their they've got their they don't have their spears, but they do have cutlery on hand.
Understandable.
The mayor is looking on curiously at what's going on with Lindsay and Nell. And so
I lean over to Jimmy and I say, "See this lizard, how there's no scales? Lobsters have to actually molt and get rid of their shell right before they give birth. That must be what they're talking about."
the dragon
Huh. That's what Jimmy says. Huh.
the dragon's breath is hot and it's humid in the room.
As long as it's not really totally like the lobster.
No.
Female lobsters, their bladder is right above their eyes on the front of their head.
The mayor looks over at Jake like, what the fuck is going on here?
You know, Jake, I have a distinct feeling that this is not a lobster.
Well, I'm saying just physical similarities. You know, the molting and the birthing and the... I just don't want her to pee on me.
So Jay, I will reach out to the worm with commune with spirits and see if I can make a connection.
Um,
Living dangerously. Fair enough.
the dragon kind of her head head twitches as though it was tickled by something, and leaves out a heavy sigh.
Gently,
The mayor
respectfully, I'm not trying to force anything. I'm just
Sacred Sadie, guardian and mother to the village, these visitors are here to recover the soul of their lost one. They seek an audience with you. Do you have the strength to speak with them?" The dragon's head kind of tilts to the side, and you don't know if dragons can smile, but the sign in her eyes is just, "I just gave birth to a bunch of fucking people. I don't need this shit right now." And she moves her tail out of the way. Behind the tail reveals another area of the chamber where a dozen naked adults lay in a pile covered in goo. And the trail of this mass leads back toward the dragon's underbelly.
Great.
Inky.
And then the tail comes down as though so endeth the lesson of why I'm so fucking tired.
Okay.
But that's my aunt. And I need her back.
Lindsay, you know how when you wake up from a nap, you're kind of cranky?
Can I do
Oh,
the
I'm
healing
almost
touch
never
on the
cranky.
dragon to give him more energy?
She'll just keep giving birth.
Well, maybe she'll talk to us.
I was going to say, Lindsay, she's pissed right now and she's tired. She doesn't want to deal with us. Alcina's trying to give her the energy so she can deal with us so we can get Nell back. What's your suggestion?
It's just... I don't have a suggestion.
Okay,
I just don't want you to kill Nell.
No, we don't want Nell to die. But the whole reason we're here is for Nell, dear.
I know. I didn't say that was a bad idea.
Okay.
So the dragon looks down at you, all of you, and looks at Nell in particular, and then at Lindsay, and looks over to the counterpart on the other side of the line, the soulless flesh. And this is an 18-year-old male, 18-ish, bald head, looks very, very generic type NPC character, just standing there waiting. And he looks at you, looks at Lindsay, and then back at the mayor. And the mayor says she wishes to know what you would give to reclaim this spirit.
I don't know what she would want.
Does she want the bees?
Don't offer the bees. Nell was a bee.
Oh.
Nell was a bee.
The whole reason we
So
brought
wait,
the
is that all
bees-
those other people? So then we can replace the one I killed and Nell.
There we go.
You know what? I'm in. Give him the bees. Do you want the bees?
We brought a gift.
It's not
Okay.
a gift, it's a bargaining token at this point.
Yeah, the mayor looks at the bees and goes, this is a curiosity, but it really has no value when it comes to reuniting souls with flesh and reintroducing them to your world. I would expect, especially since you claimed one of our citizens, that the burden is on you to come up with something of value for 2 souls, not just one. What is it that you have that would be equivalent of 2 souls in a group of 5 carrying a soul each?
Not taking more.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Gauntlet thrown.
Attitude shift.
This is the red wedding, isn't it?
Listen.
Let's offer. I can heal. I can do a healing touch for the dragon, so she's not as tired, and can do more birthing or whatever she wants to do.
When you say this to the mayor, the dragon laughs. It's just a lot of snort laughing, like a teenage girl just honking and eating the back of her throat and now out of her snout, and a little bit of dragon snot flies out
Ugh.
across the room. And the mayor says, "We seem to be at an impasse. We are willing to return the spirit. The problem is that the spirit was brought here by the Queen Goddess. The
Who is the Queen
And where's
Goddess?
the Queen Goddess?
Queen
Can
Goddess.
we talk to her? Because she took her from me.
You were the one who. Hold on a second. We roll this one. The Queen Goddess brought this spirit from you. You encountered the Queen Goddess in the other world. And you dared...
The TV lady?
That is the Queen Goddess, Ishtar.
Why did she take my aunt? I didn't do anything. I just went out to go after them, and she took my aunt. And a boye. She just took them.
Perhaps we should talk to her about this then.
We can summon her. That may take some time and have even more dire consequences, not only for your group, but for the village. We don't like to interfere with goddesses in general.
So when you say Queen Goddess, it's not just a colloquialism. It's a legit Queen Goddess.
Dating back to the age of Gilgamesh, this creature has existed on Earth for millennia.
All right, okay, all right. So she, a goddess, brought that spirit pointing to Nell to your village.
Yes, it was almost as though she had seized a puppy from a bad home and donated it to us for better care.
It was not a bad home.
Damn.
I'm sure he's not referring to you.
I know we're dealing with spirits, but it's hard to cut deeper than that.
If this is the one that the soul was seized from, and I see that this report is so clear it is, yes, she was seized from you for a reason.
Nell came to me.
Well,
and I'm gonna look at Nell.
The dragon's like, okay, through the mayor says, we will take Nell out of the lineup. The next person will pair up, and we will resolve this at a later time. You must be taken before the tribunal for your actions. You've deprived us of Desmond. He was a good boy. He was only waiting for his own flesh match, and now that is deprived of him. He was not compatible when he was pulled from this lake, and he was happy and joyful to stay here with the other villagers. The other villagers, they have not met their match, but they are happy and content here. So we will see. And the dragon makes another gesture, and the person behind Nell and that generic NPC fleshbot are guided to each of the orifices and work their way inside the body of the dragon.
I did not need to see that. Oh my god!
It makes a slurpy kind of noise.
Wow. The rating on this show just went up.
Okay, can we... Oh!
That's what set it up?
That's it. I'm out. Marcane's leaving. Out the door. Oh crap, no. I do not need this shit.
I'm going with Marcane. Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
I'm
Zoom
not
in.
sense anything
I
when
zoom
they
in.
go in there.
What's that, Shelby?
They go into the dragon. Do we sense like any shift in psychic energy or anything like that?
Like an easy bake oven. Yeah, something's happening on the inside there, and there's a conveyor. Something's going to come out on the other side.
Wow.
I just don't want to be around for that. Thanks.
There's a spike in energy as though a machine is in progress. It's the expression on the dragon's face is a little bit more constipated. So
I love how you're comparing giving birth to constipation.
I wouldn't say that this is currently giving birth. This is more like conception.
Well, that also shouldn't look like constipation.
Yeah, well,
There's a joke here, and I'm going to let it
I
go.
think you're doing it wrong.
the dragon Kama Sutra might be a little different than.
All right, so I want to ask Nell,
Oh God.
What's up? Was she unhappy? She chose to stay with me.
Well, the footmen come up, and Nell is slowly going back into that inert state. But she
No,
says, "It is good to see you, Lindsay. We shall see each other again.
don't go.
We will be reunited."
What if we get another soul to replace the one that I dispersed?
Well, I mean, it's
That's
not like
what
we
they
can-
want,
Trade?
but where are we going to get this soul?
Yeah, it's
You
not like
can
we
conjure
just
them,
get
Lindsay.
them, like,
Well,
at
I'm
Walmart.
I'm sure I can find a spell to, draw them closer.
Well,
Lindsay-
RG's nearby.
Guys, Lindsay can conjure spirits.
Oh yeah. Why don't you conjure one up?
Because they're here against their will.
Are they
So it-
though?
ethics.
Nell
It do-
seems perfectly happy, so do you want Nell or not?
Well,
Everybody here seems pretty content.
Mm,
I will say that in this realm, the spirits exist inside a vessel, so you can't really conjure a spirit in this particular realm because they're all here. None of them are hiding. You can contact them, but if you're gonna get a fresh soul to make up for the one that was dispersed, you probably would have to come from the outside, unless you come up with another way to negotiate.
So there's a difference between a spirit and a soul?
Yeah. Well, no, there's no non-manifested spirit or soul. The two can be used interchangeably. So the vessels contain a soul, which is a spirit.
And we banished one.
You broke the vessel and released the spirit to somewhere else.
can we get him back?
We would have to break the barrier because he went into the barrier. So we would have to.
Let's go get the soul from the
What-
barrier.
But he's gone to atoms. He's soul atoms now, getting his soul reconstituted. I don't know. What do I know? It sounds like what we need is to create a vessel and then put a spirit into it.
Like the bees.
Is that an accurate assessment, Jay?
They will provide the vessel because unless any of you know how this particular sorcery works, and I don't think it's in any of your character sheets. It's more of a unique.
But could we ask like the mayor or somebody
Would Nell
here?
know how she was made from a bee to a?
Well,
Soul?
Nell's presence is a vessel. Is inside that vessel that made physical contact with Lindsay. So it's
So how did Nell become a bee to a vessel?
Would a boy
Because
know?
She was in a bell. She was in a bell jar. We don't know that she was a bee.
That's
She said she was in a bell jar. The bees are in a bell jar, so we made an intuitive leap. But Jay never said she was a bee for a while.
no. The bell jar is a common. If you look back at your travels, they're on sale at every boutique that you've passed. I'll just say it's a common vessel that's available in different sizes. In this case, what you would have to do, and we'll just fast track through the initial conversation of negotiation since we're at 9:15, is that you bring a soul or you bring a body with a soul that's willing or unwilling. We'll put it in a vessel and call it even. We're amoral. We don't care. We just want the machine to work out.
So let's find a scummy person and just bring them here.
or somebody who wants to come here.
Or
Who would want to
alternatively
come here? There's no technology.
Right, but there's lots of people who
just spitballing here, let me kill one of you because you killed one of us.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Okay.
So let's take that off the table.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
unless well no.
Wait, hold
I'm
on.
sorry. What?
And who is your vote there?
Unless. Go ahead.
Listen,
Finish
I'm
that
not-
sentence,
I'm not
Lindsay.
about to make the noble self-sacrifice, but I feel like that would kind of render this whole thing a little
I
moot.
was gonna say I could stay here with Nell, but then that would defeat the purpose of us getting Nell.
Yeah, that would be a little self-defeating there, but
Well,
I
will say-
admire the noble intent.
Thank you.
I will say that Aboye's voluntary stay will make up for the one soul. So you won't have to create two. You won't have to make up for Nell and the person that you dispersed. But there still has to be some kind of trade. Now, it doesn't necessarily. Now, keep in mind, during the next 2 weeks, we could discuss this on Discord. Quid pro quo doesn't necessarily mean soul for soul if you guys can negotiate something similar of value.
I can bring the forest to life. So could I bring the forest to life that's around us and see if one of them is willing to stay in the area because they have souls in the trees?
I was just gonna ask if like RJ and the staff up at Crackerbox count, because they are technically isolated on the inside of the barrier from the rest of this.
You want to toss RJ to the Amish hell?
It's a thought.
You never know. He might have a soul just laying around. They have weirder stuff.
I mean,
You saw the
RJ's
basement.
Wow.
RJ's a meat puppet, so I don't know if he would necessarily count.
RJ's our employer's meat puppet? I don't think our employers would
employer is
approve.
the one that also brought Nell here.
Right.
So,
We should kill her.
no, all right. I caught.
Okay, whoa.
Whoa! I caught the
Jimmy!
whole, yeah, goddess
Jimmy!
Ishtar.
Jimmy,
What?
how do you know that the goddess Ishtar is our employer? Where did you make that intuitive leap?
She's the one that hired us.
Nell. She's the same one that took Nell.
Yes, that's her human form.
Unless there's someone else in this chain that I don't know of yet. The only connection we have between the person who took Nell is that they're also our employer, and the whole reason that we're here.
Hilda Swinton.
So
That's how I picture her.
that's my guess, based on
Okay.
what we know right now.
Everybody roll a 20-sided die against your IQ.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna see if I can help out here.
Oh, I got a 1.
Oh, I got a
Nicely
20.
done.
Oh good.
I got a 3.
And I got a 20, but my IQ is 13. So does that mean I got a 7?
No,
Oh,
no.
Damn it.
Nice,
It was worth a
nice,
shot.
nice math twist, though.
I
I
keep remembering
know.
this is a roll low system, right?
This is a roll low scenario.
Okay.
Yes.
I got a
My
4.
IQ's
Lindsay got brain freeze for the next couple of minutes.
Well, I'm very preoccupied right now.
He's very focused on Nell.
That's
Yes.
reasonable.
Low rolls. I'll just put it out there that you currently have a commitment to a gig that may put you in proximity to something of comparable value if you could.
Oh, that's right. We actually have other actual work to do. I forgot about that.
Without
All this talk of our employer.
So,
your next destination may provide you access to goods or services that could be exchanged for a soul.
so Lindsay needs to go through one of these missions at half power in order to get Nell back.
I'll do it.
I mean,
Possibly.
it's not like we've not done missions without her being comatose thus far.
We've never done a mission before, Jimmy.
Well, you fought in the hotel and I was a
Comatose.
vegetable. So
I mean, we can say yes.
wait,
Don't-
does that mean you
don't-
guys don't even need me?
No.
Don't so we can say don't put Nell into the giant dinosaur vagina,
And we'll bring you a soul.
and we'll bring you a soul, or give us a knife that is attuned to this place, and we'll plunge it into the heart of some poor wretch
How do you
who's
I think that's a little hardcore. Is
what
that
about
what
this
we're doing?
entire experience has not been a little hardcore?
Yeah, but we're not talking about killing people before. Just zombies.
oh, so
Emily
so
just-
it's all
Thanos snapped
so-
a child out of another
so-
dimension.
so it's okay to trade in souls, just don't kill people to get souls.
Well, I mean, my hope is we're gonna find someone who's cool with it.
Oh, a volunteer. Oh, okay. Yeah, how about that, Mayor? We find a suitable volunteer. So you hold on to Nell, put her into stasis, and then we go out in the world and find someone to replace her. How's that sound?
Well, that sounds perfectly fair.
So I'm really concerned about why they thought she was being mistreated. Was I mistreating Nell somehow? Can
You'd,
I
I
find out if I was mistreating
you'd
Nell?
have
Because if
to
I was,
ask the Queen Goddess about that, dear.
I have no knowledge. I do not question the Queen Goddess.
well, we're gonna find her and I'm gonna ask her. And
God.
The Queen Goddess is intent on collecting various items and spirits from around your world. So perhaps if you do as she bids, you will come back into her favor, and even if you don't come up with something that we need, her favor may earn her release.
But our negotiation up to this point has taken Nell out of the cycle, yes?
Yes, yes. She will be put back in rotation, given a job. She is compatible, so the next time they pull from the lake, she'll go back in rotation. Back in,
And this happens like every 50 years, right?
yes, yes.
So we've got some
we
time.
have 50 years to do this. All right,
Plus
get
the
going.
Queen
You have
Goddess
50 you have 50 years to wander around as a half person with your other half torn from you unnaturally. Yes, 50 years to get that fixed.
Man, well, when you put it like that,
Isn't that what it is?
I mean, I guess.
No, she
Or
was
some-
never their other half. This would have been a new.
or some other chaotic
Thing.
interloper comes in and disperses her the way Desmond was. But what are the odds of that happening?
Damn.
I was against that, just so you know.
That's not going away anytime soon.
No.
It's not as bad as horse feet, so.
Right. So, we'll be back. Lovely to meet you. Sorry to have disrupted your community. So great to meet your queen. She was lovely. The dragon lady, she was awesome. That's not going away anytime soon either. And we'll be on our way. Thank you.
All right, you guys are escorted by the footmen and their
Of
majestic
their horses.
with the full human feet.
I wonder what sound that makes.
All the way back up to the trail. As you go past that first cabin, you see the young woman sitting on the large man's lap. She's weeping. She almost looks like a small rag doll in an adult's lap. And he holds her and strokes her hair, and they don't notice you as you enter the path up the mountain. And you get back to Crackerbox Palace. You walk back through the barrier, and Marcane, as you walk through, the same effect occurs, except you hear a distinct voice asking, "Why?" And that voice clings to you like physical ectoplasm.
Wait, if it clings to him and he walks through, does that mean that soul comes out of there and we can somehow, like, bottle that up?
Nope.
Oh.
Good thought, though.
This is supernatural trauma.
So you're back at the house. RG is doing some yard work.
I need a
And-
drink.
I'm going to ask if he knew what was happening.
Sorry, what? Who's what?
Can we ask if he's got a spare soul flying around?
He just giggles like it's the funniest joke he's heard all day, and like the
Wasn't
sick
in
of
the
it.
spare soul drawer.
I'm gonna go start up dinner.
I'm going to ask if he knew what was happening down there.
I don't know what. You were there. I wasn't.
Just curious.
So, no, he didn't know.
He busies himself preparing your dinner. And before we wrap up tonight, anything you guys want to do? Jake, doing anything with that footage?
Sure, we can start to edit, and I'll roll back certain aspects of it to see what we can come up with.
Just censoring the entire dragon encounter.
No, 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 no. It's artful editing. The clever cuts.
What's your technical skill on that, Eric?
Clearly terrible.
Recording stopped.
Okay.
Just over 40.
Roll a percentage for me. And I haven't seen chat all afternoon. I apologize.
25.